Yeah, but we got Brit Hume at 6 o'clock. He's not proselytizing. Oops.
Tiger Woods will recover as a golfer. Whether he can recover as a person, I think, is a very open question. But the Tiger Woods that emerges once the news value dies out of this scandal, the extent to which he can recover, it seems to me, depends on his faith. He's said to be a Buddhist. I don't think that faith offers the kind of forgiveness and redemption that is offered by the Christian faith. So my message to Tiger would be, Tiger, turn to the Christian faith, and you can make a total recovery and be a great example to the world.
Wow! Hume's attempt to inject religion into a discussion of the Woods mess and of then setting one religion as superior and more forgiving to another even got a mention from Don Imus on the Fox Out of Business channel. But let me start with the premise. Being Christian is the best religion for adulterers because you can be forgiven, and we have many fine examples of that, I suppose.
We do. Mark Sanford, John Ensign, David Vitter.
Keep religious advocacy out of public life, since, the worst examples of that are jihadists, not to mention, guys who don't know their own religions or somebody else's religion, like Brit Hume.
What's really telling, though, is whenever we have a discussion in our country about jihadism and radical Muslims, you always hear, where are the moderate voices? Where are the moderate Muslims? Why don't they speak up? Where are the moderate, liberal, progressive Christians when something like this happens? Why don't they speak up in defense of their own faith? I'm not a Christian. I was a seminarian once upon a time. But I'd like to hear from moderate Christians, not just radical sex advice columnist faggots about this. I'd like to hear them speak up.
WWJDIHS, which is what would Jesus do if he strayed. Beyond the mere advocacy of religion in public life, somehow we can defend ourselves with our own vigorous religion.
That has been going on, and that needs to be checked. General Boykin, who was one of the generals in charge of the invasion of Iraq, gave a speech where he said, our God is bigger than their God. And we've got to stop, we've got to de-escalate this rhetoric and the rhetorical war pitting one religion against another religion, particularly as inoffensive a religion as Buddhism.
Yes, we haven't heard any threats from radical Buddhists lately in this country.
There are no Buddhists with bombs in their underpants on airplanes, I don't think.
I'm going to avoid a bomb in the underwear joke about Tiger Woods, for God's sakes, but is it not in the interest of people of faith to avoid this kind of public proselytizing? I mean, the smart ones get that it just makes them look bad, no matter what the thought might be.
Smart people of faith set an example through their lives. They don't go on Fox News and bloviate and lecture other people and hector people.
Well, I'm going to assume this is true. I haven't done any research on it, but I don't think Brit Hume used to be a Buddhist who then converted to some Christian faith.
I doubt it, too, very highly.
Dan Savage, author of The Commitment. Great, thanks for your time tonight, Dan.
Thank you for having me, Keith.
Tell me why this would be a better world?
People were happy. They're Christian. They're tolerant. They defend America.
Christian. So we should be Christian. It would be better if we were all Christian?
Yes.
We should all be Christian.
Yes. Would you like to come to church with me, Donnie?
So I should not be a Jew. I should be a Christian, and this would be a better place.
Well, you could be a practicing Jew, but you're not.
Okay, I actually am. That's not true. I really am. But so we would be better if people were no Jews,
well,
no Buddhists.
Whenever I'm harangued by
you can't believe that.
Liberals on diversity. No, it's true. The idea that the more Christian you are, the less tolerant you would be.
No, that's not my point. But you said we should just throw Judaism away and we should all be Christians then.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's a lot of use here. It's kind of a fast track.
Really?
You have to obey.
You can't possibly believe that. You can't possibly. Yes. You're too educated. You can't. You like my friend?
Do you know what Christianity is? See, we believe your religion, but you have to obey.
No. But
we have the fast track program.
Sure. We want to put you with the head of Iran. I mean, come on. You can't believe that.
The head of Iran is not a Christian.
No, but the fact
that's why Israel
left the earth. I mean, no Jews?
No, we just want Jews to be perfected as they.
Well, really said you?
Yeah, no, that's what Christianity is. We believe the Old Testament, but ours is more like Federal Express. You have to obey laws.
In my old
we know we're all
days,
sinners.
When you say something absurd like that, there's no.
What's absurd?
Jews are going to be perfected. I'm going to go off and try and perfect myself. For Ann Coulter, author of If Democrats Had Any Brains, They'd Be Republicans, and if Ann Coulter had any brains, she would not say Jews need to be perfected. I'm offended by that personally. And when we have more big idea when we come back. Welcome back to the Big Idea Break. Ann said she wanted to explain her last comment, so I'm going to give her a chance. So you don't think that was offensive?
No, I'm sorry. It is not intended to be. I don't think you should take it that way. But that is what Christians consider themselves, perfected Jews. We believe the Old Testament. As you know from the Old Testament, God was constantly getting fed up with humans for not being able to, live up to all of the laws. What Christians believe, this is just a statement of what the New Testament is that that's why Christ came and died for our sins. Christians believe the Old Testament. You don't believe our Testament.
You said your exact words were, Jews need to be perfected. Those are the words out of your mouth.
No, I'm saying that's what a Christian is.
Don't you see how hateful and anti-Semitic?
No.
And so, how do you not see? You're an educated woman.
That isn't hateful at all.
Okay, but that's even a scarier thought. Okay.
No. I don't want you being offended by this. This is what Christians consider themselves, because our Testament is the continuation of your Testament. You know that. So we think Jews go to heaven. I mean, Falwell himself said that. But you have to follow laws. Ours is Christ died for our sins. We consider ourselves perfected Christians. For me to say that for you to become a Christian is to become a perfected Christian is not offensive at all.
We will let the audience decide then, won't we?